Hey guys, so this is video 2, and it's about installing an aftermarket alarm in a Mercedes. It's 2004 C230 w203. It's a 1.8 engine. So you guys were right. This is a little difficult to install an alarm in here, and that's because everything is separated. Meaning every light bulb is separated. All the door locks are separated. But this is my first idea, and I think it worked out pretty good. I tapped into here. This is, door locks, hazard lights, and whatever, right? So I just tapped into the door lights. Now, I just want to recap. This is the alarm I'm hooking up. All right. So if you get the same alarm, you could follow these instructions and the wiring I'm about to show you. So what else did I get work? Okay, so I got the dome light working. Okay, you open the door, the dome light goes on, and of course the siren goes off. I connected it to the pin switch under the hood, no problem. You open the hood, alarm goes off. The lights do flash, but I'll tell you about that little problem. Not really a problem, but if you can, you're better off trying to find the wire to let me show you, hold on one second, to this knob here, the headlight switch or knob, whatever you want to call it. If you could find the wire, I found this wire a long time ago, but I think it's blue and gray. When I turn on my ignition, it sends power to there, and I'm powering my cameras with it. All these cameras here, I got cameras in the back, a camera over here. So that's what I did with that wire, but I didn't try to apply power to it because I don't know if it would turn on all the lights. Now you would think that these lights would have a relay, so you could tap into there and turn the relay on, but I don't know if they do or not. I couldn't find it. Now, you have to listen to this, okay? This is very important. When you hook up an alarm, you have to think about like the feedback. And I'm talking about the 12-volt feedback you're going to get into the alarm system. Okay, not out. So let's say you have a wire, all right? And it's supposed to make all the marker lights blink when the alarm goes off. This is an output, okay? So this is hooked up at all times. When you turn on your headlights, the marker lights in this case, sometimes you can't have power going back into here because it'll burn something out. And then if you have those on and the alarm goes on, like let's say you get out of the car but they didn't go off yet because they go off in 10 minutes, 10 seconds, 20 seconds. And then you try to arm your car. You try, I don't know what will happen because you're feeding volts in and you're getting volts back into the wire. So keep that in mind. You will need a very powerful diode because that's the other way you can connect any alarm system to any car that has separate circuits. For example, this car, it has a fuse box with IC chips in it, and those IC chips seem to be taken over. Um, I mean, they're in place of, I should say, the relays. So they turn on and off inside with little kind of like a little switch inside, and those are controlling all the lights and everything. So if you have, let's say you have a brake light out, but you can't find the problem, all your fuses are good, all your relays are good, that's the problem. The IC chip inside the box, the fuse box. Some people call it a SAM. I've opened the original one for this car. I changed it recently, but I opened the original one and I bought 20 of those IC chips. And when I opened it up, I was able to find a lot of problems. I mean, when I got this car, it was shorted out like almost everything. I'm talking about hardly any lights, no blinkers, no door locks, seats don't work, dome light don't work. A lot of stuff didn't work. So I opened it up and there you can see on top of the chip there is a hole in the chip. Sometimes you won't see that. It'll burn out inside. So let's get back to this alarm system for now. I'm going to show you which wires I put where on here. So I tapped into here and I made sure this was correct. Don't feed voltage into here, okay, if you do this. I'm going to open this up for you and I'm going to show you where I soldered the wires. Now, of course, this is all temporary, okay, all this tape. I'm going to put heat shrink on here when I'm done. And I'm going to make sure that these aren't bare. You know, everything's going to be neat, nice and neat and put back. So what should I do? Let me open this up and let me show you where I connected the wires. I'm going to pause this, all right? Don't worry, I'm not going to do anything without you. Hold on. Okay, so this is the inside. After you take out the screws and you see this board, it just pops out. I don't think there are any screws in there. So, let me see if I can get this a little duller for you. Maybe I could zoom in. Okay. So, okay, so this is upside down right now, I believe. So this would be the lock, and this would be the unlock. These are the buttons that you push. This is just right behind the buttons. Okay, so you have 4 pins. You see, there's a bottom, top, left, right. Okay, you want to take the right and the left. Okay, those are the ones that when they make contact. So for example, if I was to take a screwdriver right now and I would bridge those, the door locks would open. Okay, do not, I hope you're listening, do not apply power to these wires from the alarm system. Okay, if you have an alarm system that only applies power output to open the doors, then you must hook a relay so you could turn it into an electric switch, sort of. Okay, so your alarm will energize the relay, and then inside the relay there's like a switch and it will make contact, so no power will go through that relay. Okay, and these would touch together and the door would close. Then these, you press the unlock, the door will open, and again you press the lock, door will close. Okay, pretty simple. I mean, you should be able to see that. Okay, this is the board. It's long ways, and it's the right and left, right underneath the switch. Okay, make sure your alarm system, when you find the two wires, it must have two wires coming out, unless you're going to use a relay. If your alarm system only has one wire coming out for the door locks, then you must put a relay. Okay, don't try to ground one of these and then put power to the other or something like that. Do not do that. So anyway, so that's that. Right? You have four wires on this. Um, let's see, on this alarm system, these are the two wires. You see, I marked them with tape. Okay, unlock, and it's the black and white, and just brown and black. Yeah, brown and black. Okay, black and white, brown and black. Those are the unlock. And on this alarm system, which I showed you, no power is going through there. So I do not need a relay. These wires are straight from the alarm. And you could test them yourself. Just put a 12-volt light on there or anything. Now, I thought maybe a little bit of power was going through here. Sometimes 200 milliamps or something goes through here. So what I did was I took an LED, which can only, before it blows out, it would take about 1.3, 1.5 volts or something like that. So anyway, I mean, you could practically light them up by squeezing them, the LED. So I put one side here, one side here. I triggered the alarm. It didn't blink at all. I reversed them, the polarity on the LED. I did it again. It did not light up. That's how I knew 100% there was no power going through here. Now yours might be different. So, I mean, who knows? Maybe you might have a bad alarm and it's sending power through there. So always check it. All right. So let's move on. Now this is the hazard lights. Now this I might change to try and put them somewhere else. I don't want to have to run a wire to each light with a diode. You must use a diode on the cars with separate circuits to the lights. All right. Like I said, this car has separate circuits coming out of, the fuse box. So, you would have to run a wire to every light you want to blink when the alarm is going off. And you must put a diode on there. Okay, you could put it inside the car, the diode. You don't have to put it outside. But it has to be very powerful. It has to withstand, 10, 20 amps each. I would overdo it. I like to overdo it. And, if it's like 20 amps, I would probably put about, 30 amps or more. Get the most powerful one and make sure it doesn't break down the power too. Some of them they send power one way, but they don't break down the power. And some will break down the power. So instead of getting 12 volts out, you might get 6 or 8. All right. What else? Yeah, so you can run a wire. In this case, the wire that you would run for this alarm would be this one. And this is the all-white wire. These are all coming from this clip here, the big fat one. Right? This is the biggest, fattest one on there, on this alarm system. Some of these may look a little different. This sticker might say the name of it or something. It starts with a P, performance maybe, or something like that. Or it might say technique or something. But anyway, they're basically all the same, the 7071s. Alright, so this is the same thing I did, okay? The right one and the left one. When you touch those two together, the hazard lights go off. So this one, my alarm system, the output for the lights was a 12-volt output. So, excuse me. So this wire here is sending 12 volts out. So I couldn't connect that to there. So what I had to do was I had to hook up a relay. Let me show you how I hooked this up. I'm sorry this is all messy here, but I'll try my best. I'll zoom in. Okay, so there are two wires on the relay that energize it and make it click. In my case, on this one, they're the thin wires. Okay, so I'm pretty sure you can ground any one of them, but you should ground the one they tell you to ground. When you get it, it should come with a diagram and tell you 87A, which is carved into here to the relay. That's the one that you would, you hook the ground or whatever. So anyway, I grounded one side. This is ground. Okay, it's ground. And then the power one, which is coming from the alarm. When the alarm goes off, this wire, it sends 12 volts. It sends it, then stops, sends it, stops, sends it, stops. That's how it makes the lights blink. It just keeps clicking a relay on and off inside of the brain. Now what happens is, it causes these two wires that are coming from the relay, the other two wires, to make a switch, sort of. Okay? And these two are going to be attached to the red. Just like that. Okay? Simple. No power is going to come out of these two wires. Okay? Unless you hook it up wrong. Now, let me show you this relay. Look how it's wired. Make sure you get the one that's normally open. Okay, so this is normally open. You see all the wires are right, left, top, bottom, not in the middle. Originally this one was in the middle, but I stuck a little screwdriver in there and I took this wire out and I put it on the side here. And I had to change the relay too, because this was for a starter, or a starter cutoff. I think it was a starter cutoff, maybe. I'm not sure. Wait, was it start? No. I don't know. I don't know what it was for. I'll be honest with you. Last time I hooked one of these up was probably about 13 years ago, maybe. Yeah, the same exact one I hooked up years ago. So I'm not sure, but anyway, that's how it is. If you have them like that, where they're to the sides and not in the middle, and make sure your relay is the same thing. Make sure your relay has, the four connections, all on the sides and stuff like that. This one, it's the only one I had. It's cracked, but it's just for testing for now. I'm going to order another one. And everything, I'm going to make everything neat. I'm going to put the shrink wrap on here. No, heat shrink tubing. Yeah, I'm going to put that on here. Everything's going to be neat. Make sure no wires touch. So that's it. This goes to the blinkers. Now, I'm going to see, I guess, I'm going to see if I can put this video on pause, and we'll see if we can make this alarm pop the locks and make the lights flash. because I'm going to hook these. I'm going to connect these to the red wires I have here. And then I'll get back to you with that. Yeah, I guess I could show you later. I just drilled tiny little holes, just enough to put these wires through here. And they're coming out of the back. Okay, so let me put this on pause, and I'll connect this alarm system halfway at least. I'm not going to hook the pin switch up for the hood, because then I got to close the hood again. Alright, so I'm just going to hook up this big harness and show you the door locks for now, and a couple other things. Alright, hold on. Alright, so all I did was hook this up for now. Okay, I didn't hook the other wire up, which is for the dome light. Okay, so the other one is for the dome light, and it's for the hood. In case somebody, you know, the pin switch for the hood, in case someone lifts up the hood, the alarm will go off. And what else? I don't know if anything else was connected to there. But, so this isn't, you know, going to work 100%. I mean, I can't show you because I have, you know, the door panels off. And, you know, like half the stuff is apart here. But I will make another video where everything is together, and I won't change anything. If I change any wires, I will definitely tell you. Okay, so here's my relay I showed you before, and I connected it to my red wires that I have coming out from, you know, the flasher. Now, this alarm, this is the problem I was talking about. When you arm this alarm, it clicks too many times. What's happening is it's turning this, it's turning the hazards on, off, and then on again. So I got to figure out something to do with that. Now, there is ways to program this. You know, there is ways to program this where you could, you know, hold certain buttons, and then it would give you more seconds, or maybe even more clicks from the relay, less clicks, I don't know. But I didn't want to have to do that, so I got to try to find a way around that. It's either this way or connected to the headlight switch somehow. Find a wire or two to connect it to there, or run all separate wires to each light with a diode. Okay, I mean, if you connect it to the switch on you know, the headlight switch, you will probably need a diode for that too, though. So keep that in mind. Always think about, like, the feedback, you know, the 12 volts coming back in. Okay, so right now I'm in the car, right? So I'm going to see the doors are, they locked automatically because I don't have the other wire connected yet. Well, actually I don't have it plugged in, but it's connected. If I had it connected, it would have known that I entered the car, because the dome light would have sent a 12 volt to the alarm system. And also, when you get into the car, once you shut the doors, if you don't turn the ignition to activate the 12 volts to the alarm, it will also arm itself. But anyway, so I'm going to press the unlock, but let me see if I could zoom in over there. Hold on one second. I don't know if I don't think I could show you both of them, but anyway, I'm gonna press it now. Okay, now I'm gonna lock it. Yeah, I got the machine gun effect. I have to change the springs in there, but I'm not looking forward to that. So, see, when I locked it, see what's happening? The relay clicked too many times and activated the hazard lights. So, if I press the lock button again, it'll shut them off. So, that's the only flaw. You'll have to press the button again, the lock button. Okay? And doors stay locked. Everything is just like it should be. Now I'm going to do it again. I'm going to show you the lights while I do it this time. Ready? Unlock. You see, the unlock seems to work perfect. I never saw the hazard lights keep flashing. Alright, let me press the lock. Okay, they always flash when you lock it. So I'm going to press it again. And that's it. It turns it off. It's really no big deal. So you can hook it up like this. It's simple because everything is right here. You drill tiny little holes in the back and you run your wires out. And you just make sure nothing's bridged. If it's bridged, the worst thing that can happen is your hazard lights will be on when you plug in the power wire to the back of here. Big deal, right? Just check for bridges, before. If you have a meter, after you solder your wires, you touch the meter to both wires, and you'll know if you have a bridge. So, let's see, besides that, there's nothing else. There's no problem. I showed you the ignition wire last time, right? They say this car doesn't have an accessory wire, but I think that's a lie because it does. So I'm holding my ignition like this. This is how it mounts inside the car. Or maybe it mounts like that. Yeah, I think it mounts like this. But anyway, on the top, I think I explained this anyway. The cable, you see there's a cable. That's to the left. And then there's the blue plug. And then you got this big plug. So it's the pink wire. It's a pink and a yellow. Okay, they're together. It's a pink one with a yellow stripe. The yellow is kind of faded. It's the second wire. Okay, so the first wire, hold on one second. Okay, the first wire is a red and a green. Although my phone doesn't show maybe a green because it's garbage. But anyway, the wire after that, okay, that's the wire you want. When you turn the key, I don't know if you turn it once or twice, but when you turn the key, that's the wire that sends the 12 volts. Now, there's one thing that I didn't try yet, so that's why you have to stay tuned to the third video. When I have the car started, I'm not sure if 12 volts goes through that wire. Okay? Because I just know that there's 12 volts going through that wire. Wait, why don't we test it right now? I'm going to put you on pause. Hold on. I'm going to see if I can get a light to test it. Hold on. Okay, so good news. That light does work when you have the car started. So that means that there's power going to there. So, let's see. I'm going to turn this one time, if I can. Okay, so it lights up. Where am I? I don't even know where I am. Oh, there it is. Okay, so the first turn of the key makes it light. Let's see the second one. Yep, the second one too. It also stays lit. And when you start the car, it also stays lit. So that's a good thing. You know, that's what we want, right? Alright, so anyway, that's great because I made a video already saying that, you know, it works, and I would have had to delete it, but alright, so great. Okay, so anyway, the problem, that little problem, is these lights. Let me see. Okay, so I triggered the alarm by hitting the shock sensor because it's showing that a smash on the window. So if I hit this open button and then I lock it again, the hazard lights stop flashing. But if I want to get in the car and I open the doors, okay, they didn't flash that time. They didn't keep flashing. But the worst thing could be, like, let's say you open the doors but the lights keep flashing. All you have to do is come in here and turn them off by pushing this. See? That's if, you know, that happens. If they flash, try pressing the lock button. If they're still flashing, press the unlock, you know, lock it, then unlock it, then lock it again. So, see, right now it armed itself, and what's happening is they're flashing. I don't like that. Something's got to be done about that. So, let's say it armed itself. Let me see what happens when I press the lock button again to lock it again, even though it's locked already. See, it stops. So it's not really a big deal. But if anyone knows where the wire is located over here, let me know, because I couldn't find the schematic or anything for this. And it would have to, I think it would have to be 2 wires. And I don't know if that's how this works. For example, I mean, right now this thing is on auto, but the lights still don't come on until you start the car. So I'm not sure if a relay has to be energized or the fuse box itself has to be energized before the lights turn on. I don't know. But there has to be 2 wires here, because you can't, I don't think you could have 1 wire. And if there's 2 wires, then, like I said, you would need a relay. You hook a relay to there. But you probably was still maybe put a diode. I'm not really sure. Power isn't going through, so there's another way to do it. You see, like I tapped into, you know, the sort of like the switch behind it. Hold on one second. Let me zoom out over here. So maybe I could open this up, right? Maybe I could open this up and find the 2 connections that turn the lights on and off, and I could connect it to there. I think that's what I'll do, because that might be a better thing. If I can't find the wires and nobody responds saying, you know, the 2 wires are here or there, then that's what I'm going to do. But anyway, next time, the 3rd video. This is the 2nd video. It's gone on way too long. You probably fell asleep listening to me. But the 3rd video, I'll show you that everything works. All the door locks. I'm going to open up the hood for you and make the alarm go off. I'm going to open up the doors. I'm going to make the alarm go off. And I'm going to show you if it disarms correctly and arms correctly and what happens. Alright, but for now, I'm just going to pack it up because this is getting crazy now. I'm out here for like 3 days already. Alright, so that's it. I'll see you in video 3 when everything works. The pin switch, I was going to show you the pin switch outside. But I got to drag the light over there, and it's very easy. All you got to do is find the ground. If your alarm needs to see a ground, sort of. So when your hood is up, it gets, one of those wires get grounded. So that's, you just hook your meter to one wire and the ground, and then you open the hood and you see if the meter beeps. And that's the one you want. When you close it, the meter won't beep. That's the one that you connect to your alarm system. So that's easy. So, yeah, I'm not going to bother showing you that. It's dark over there. And like I said, I have to drag the light. There's a lot of stuff in the way. But anyway, I'll see you guys in video 3 when everything is working 100%. So you might not want to do this just yet, just in case. Sometimes things look good, and then all of a sudden, it's something goes wrong. So I'll see you in video 3.